Second Cup is brought to you by Roswell Park Comprehensive Care Center.
Hey everybody, good morning to you at 8 o'clock. Thanks for joining us on Second Cup. As I see all of our viewers are starting to chime in today. We're talking
maybe about the weather.
So much about the weather this morning. The weather and also your drive into work. It is a miserable commute this morning. For some, it's honestly worse than it was yesterday, Aaron. And it was just ironic, right? Because we had all that snow, but I think everybody was a little more prepared, and we had no school for so many people yesterday.
Fewer people on the road yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of ones stayed home. So this we've been following since around 6:15 this morning. It's the 190 going southbound at exit 3. Left lane and center lane were blocked until a few minutes ago. You can see the right shoulder, though, still blocked off as they tend to a car that's in the ditch. So we had several cars involved with an accident on the 190 at exit 3. And now we're at least 2 lanes open. It looks like the tow truck may be pulling that car out of the ditch.
It looks like they're actively towing. We were watching this before. It happened when we were on air.
Yeah.
This car went right off the road, and now it looks like they're trying to get it out here.
Yeah, we watched that, and we watched one in the 190 at Sheridan happen too, where someone just kind of crashed into the middle, the rail there in the middle of the road. So there was a lot going on. You can see the tow truck operator now standing there on the 190 going southbound at exit 3 in the right lane. So left lane and center lane back open. Now the right lane is closed as they still deal with that car that's in the ditch that was involved with the multi-vehicle accident from earlier. A lot of congestion, the 190 southbound, of course, also the 190 northbound from around Clinton Street to exit 3 right there. 290 eastbound crawling along from the 990 to Main Street, where we had an accident blocking the left lane on Millersport earlier. That has been cleared. And then we look at the 90 going eastbound, and a lot of congestion from the 90 eastbound from Ridge Road all the way to the 30.
Jordan's going to pull up these cameras as she can. That was the 190 northbound. That one didn't look too bad. And Jordan, why don't you pull up maybe the 290 next so we can take a look at that one?
Yeah, exit 5 is Millersport.
And that's always a really tricky spot too.
Yeah.
So we have this snow that's coming down right now. And look at this big backup here.
Yeah, so you're crawling along the 290 there going eastbound. And then, you get on the 33, you're going very slowly as well. The 290 eastbound, 190 southbound, you're going about 20 miles per hour. And then the 33 inbound, you're going about 35 miles per hour. Even the 400 northbound is starting to slow down too, as we have the snow that's made its way into the area. Winds are very strong. Wind chills right now well below 0. Winter weather advisory in effect for Erie, Niagara, Orleans, Genesee, and Wyoming counties until 10 p.m. Not much in the way of snow. It's a couple of inches, but blowing snow really causing some issues. We have this general light snow moving through the area right now. Buffalo up toward Lockport, back toward Middleport, Albion, Medina, Oakfield, Alabama, Batavia, Buffalo, Cheektowaga, Lancaster, Lackawanna, and then stretching all the way down along the Chautauqua Ridge and back toward the 219 is the snow. And just enough, you got some light snow, but when winds are gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour, that's greatly reducing visibilities and really covering up the roads with more snowfall.
We were even saying, driving in today was almost worse than it was yesterday, and it was the blowing snow. I had a period yesterday where I was driving in, and I kind of lucked out because it wasn't snowing.
Yeah.
But the blowing snow this morning just covered the roads.
Yeah, my drive-in yesterday, you had the roads that were covered in snow. You just went slowly. You knew it was going to be there, but it wasn't the winds blowing the snow. There were a couple times this morning I was like, man, I can't really see anything, especially that 190 to the 290 where we saw some accidents earlier. That was a very tough stretch because it's down to pavement, and then you go around the turn,
and then all of a sudden it's
all that snow from the snowbanks coming over and blows the snow onto the road. And look at these wind chills. That's why a lot of schools were delayed or canceled today. Wind chill readings right now, 10 to 20 degrees below 0. So if you're sending your son or daughter out to school this morning, make sure they are bundled up, obviously, with these incredibly cold real field temperatures and winds gusting 30 to almost 40 miles per hour throughout the day. So winds stay strong through this afternoon, and your wind chill forecast just showing it's going to be below 0. At least it'll feel like that pretty much all day.
Yesterday, the dog was dying to go outside for a walk, so I put his little coat on. We went outside for a walk, and it really wasn't, listen, I was totally bundled. He was totally bundled. We were outside for 15 minutes. You know what I mean? We did it like this. But today, I don't think I'm going to do that. Like with these wind chills, it's just cold. We might go boop, boop, and then back home, not around the block like we did.
I like that. Yeah, Kelly says, good morning. Rough start this morning. Drive carefully. Better late than never, people. Yeah, you know what? Definitely need to add a lot of extra time to your morning commute and a lot of patience to get to where you're going today.
Yeah. Let's see here. Howard says, not a lot in South Wilson right now. A bit of a dusting overnight. Nothing too serious. Although his dog, Frankie, does not want to go out for potty. He just looked and said no.
No thanks. Yeah, you know what? You're not going to see much in the way of snow coming down. Like I said, 1 to 4 inches. We'll see some lake effect develop off of Lake Erie later this morning, impacting Buffalo, but it's the blowing snow. We have a lot of fresh, very light snow on the ground that's easily moved around. And so heads up on that. You will have a lot of blowing and drifting snow to contend with today. And yeah, I keep checking and hitting refresh on the NITEC advisories board. And unfortunately, there's just still a number of accidents. What do we have here?
I'm kind of wondering if this is some dash cam video from one of our coworkers that we occasionally get.
Okay.
Jordan, maybe you could let me know if that's what we're looking at here. And then as we're looking at the advisories too, we've got that crash on the 190 South and then congestion, right? It lists all the different 190 South, 190 North, 290 East, the 90 East. So
the 90 East
yeah,
is
there you
just,
go. There's dash cam video from the 190.
Okay. So you're just, bumper to bumper there. The 90 East, really from the 400 up toward the 33, you're also kind of bumper to bumper. If you look at the 90 at William, exit 52A, Jordan, you will see things kind of crawling along through there as well. And of course, the accident on the 190 going southbound at exit 3. Center lane, left lane, finally back open. So we're starting to push that volume through. But still a car in the ditch there on the right side that they are dealing with right now.
Yeah, so we're going to keep an eye on that throughout the morning. We'll stay here for like 1 more minute, and then I do have a special
Pretty cool guest.
I have a special, well, a very special guest, and then not that everybody here isn't special, but we've got 3 special guests with us this morning, and I'm really excited to go talk to them. But I do just want to make sure everybody's got the information they need as they're heading out this morning. So again, we've got those crashes. The 190 has really been probably the hardest. So
yeah, the 190 South. Before we go, let's see if maybe Jordan, I know we're having her do a lot of things. You can pop up the 190.
She's good at clicking.
Exit 3, yeah. I know it. She could do it so quickly it would take me all day.
Well, the car's out.
Yep. Oh, good. So there, we saw the tow truck working and got the car out of the ditch. So once that gets moved, all lanes will be open. That'll happen in a couple of minutes. So 190 going southbound at exit 3. Still snow coming down. Strong winds blowing the snow around. Wind chills well below 0. So just you're going to have that pretty much all day today. So just be careful and add some extra time to get to where you're going, because we've seen a number of accidents, a number of disabled vehicles, and a lot of stuff didn't even pop up on the advisory board. I was going through the cameras and you would see a car in the ditch, a truck in the shoulder, so just heads up this morning.
Really quick too, could you just answer Julie's question? Is she going to be out shoveling again today?
Well, you're going to see a few inches of snow, Julie, especially Buffalo northward late this morning into early this afternoon, shifting southward later today. And with the blowing snow, more snow will be on your driveway. So, yeah, you could be doing some shoveling.
Okay. Very good. Thanks,
right,
buddy.
You're welcome. Stay safe, everyone.
Hey, if it still looks bad, maybe you pop back in at the very end, like right before your weather or something.
Absolutely. I got a feeling it's still going to be bad.
No, I don't mean, I mean the streets look bad.
I'll be back.
Welcome to Second Cup, nice and casual. All right, somebody was asking if Logan is in studio. No, my baby is not here today, but we do have some very special guests over here with us. We have Andy and Tanya, and they are from Buffalo Groundhog Day and also Hawk Creek Wildlife Center. And we also have, I'm sorry, I missed your name.
This is Echo, the great horned owl.
Hi, Echo, the great horned owl. Can you believe it? All right, let's start by talking about Buffalo Groundhog Day. Introduce yourself to everybody. We're going to pull up comments too, because we want people to ask questions and learn a little bit more about the event here.
Great. Well, thanks for having us, first of all. Buffalo Groundhog Day is a non-for-profit charity where we raise money for animal causes such as Hawk Creek throughout Western New York. We've been doing this for over 10 years. In fact, we're getting close to 15 years. And this year, we're having our annual fundraiser at the Banshee on Saturday from 12 to 5. We're going to have a live animal presentation, including a groundhog coming out of a beer barrel. So 6 more weeks of winter, early spring, you never know.
A beer barrel, huh? Yeah.
So we couldn't do this without Pasquale Bacchicchio, who is our title sponsor. We're going to have live music. Ed Weiner is going to be playing music. We're going to have a DJ on the 2nd floor of the Banshee. That's DJ John Buns. We're going to have a lot of fun, a basket raffle. There's a drink token that you get with the admission price, which is $20 pre-sale, a commemorative glass, which is going quickly, so get your tickets while you can. And it's going to be a great time, a great party, and a great fundraiser for animals.
And what's the goal here?
It's always to raise money for animal causes. Yeah. So, we've donated over $50,000 throughout our history to animal causes throughout Western New York. And it goes to help people at Hawk Creek who rehab animals and other animal organizations. The Buffalo Zoo we've donated in the past, and other dog rescue organizations. So we've done a lot of good work and really proud of what we do.
All right, we have to talk a little bit about Echo. Tell me all about him. My mom is a huge fan of owls. I said, Mom, you better be tuned in today, and she is. So let's talk about Echo. He's a great horned owl.
Yes, so great horned owl, one of the most common species of owls that you'll find around here in our own backyards. But he actually came to us because somebody raised him illegally when he was a baby. And then when they tried to release him, he pretty much flew around, landed at their feet, and was like, "That's cool, Mom. Can we go home now?"
What are you doing?
He does not understand that he is an owl. He is imprinted on humans, which is why he can't go back out into the wild. And so he is one of the rescued animals that lives at Hawk Creek, where he'll stay for the rest of his life. And so with us, he's an ambassador, and he goes to schools and scouting events. And then one of our favorite things is going to Buffalo Groundhog Day. It's always such a fun event. We meet a lot of fun people, and people come there, meet the animals. Echo will be there, and we'll have a couple other surprise guests as well. And it's just an overall really awesome event that raises money for local animal organizations.
He's beautiful. Like, if you really look at these out, you know what I mean? His feathers, so beautiful.
They look like they were painted.
Yeah, absolutely. So how old is he?
He is around 12 years old.
Okay, 12 years old. Oh, Megan has said, "Oh my God, Ed is missing the owl." I know. And that it is a hoot in here, if you will. So he's about 12 years old, you said?
Yeah.
And how old do they live?
These birds can live in human care up to about 30.
Wow. Okay, very impressive. And so, Echo, what is it about having an animal ambassador out in the community? Because, here I am, and I've seen owls before, and I'm like, look how beautiful. You kind of just are fawning over them. What is it about getting up close and personal like this?
That's the thing, is that today you can go online, you can look at the TV, and you can see amazing footage of animals, but they're flat, they're on a screen. Mm-hmm. When we can go into a classroom and a kid can look this close at a bird like this, that maybe they've heard in their backyard, but they've never been able to catch, a peek of it, to see him up close and to see just how beautiful and how powerful they are, to hear them, if he opens his wings and flaps his wings, feeling the breeze from them, you can't get that from a screen.
Yeah.
And you also learn about not just great horned owls in the wild, you learn about Echo and about how we can all be better citizens on the planet and take better care of our wildlife neighbors, especially when we're going through weather like this.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So making sure that we're always helping whenever we can and never hindering.
We can talk about that in a second too, because that's probably a good topic, because we might see some animals that are kind of suffering when it's this cold. I do want to bring in Crystal's question here. If you have any questions about Buffalo Groundhog Day, or hey, animals, throw them out here. Crystal wants to know, what could bring an owl out during the day? Because they're mostly nocturnal.
Depends on the species. Around here, most of our owl species are nocturnal, but especially when the weather is this harsh, they're going to hunt when they can. So while they tend to use the cover of darkness, some of them will be out during the day if they need to find food. You also have to remember that as frigid as it is outside, these guys are nesting right now. So they have higher food needs, and they're out there trying to, just like everybody, trying to survive in this cold. But he is perfectly adapted to the cold. I mean, look at his feathers. They go all the way down his toes. His feathers are really thick. So they are perfectly adapted to this weather.
So speaking of adapting to the cold too, I know we have an interior part of this party. There's an exterior part, but most of the party is inside this weekend, which is a good thing with the temperatures we've got.
That's absolutely right. So the at 2:30 is the the groundhog presentation. We're going to find out if there's 6 more weeks of winter. That's outside and right in front of the Banshee. But the rest of the party is inside from 12 to 5. And like I said, live music, basket raffle. And if you want tickets, it's at buffalogroundhogday.com. They're $20 pre-sale and $25 at the door. So you can wear a coat, but you don't have to wear your long johns and everything else. You're going to be inside for most of the day and having a great time.
How many people are you expecting?
Several hundred.
Wow.
So
this has gotten bigger and bigger over the years.
It's been great. The people have really supported us in Western New York, and we're so excited to have everyone come out. It's really a wonderful time.
Yeah. And what's the rate of your prediction? Like, how accurate have you guys been over the years?
Well, Buffalo Bert, who is our groundhog, is 100% accurate.
100% accurate. You heard it here first.
It is documented. It is online. It is true, of course, like everything on the internet. So he's 100% accurate, and so far it's always been 6 weeks of winter, but that has always happened in Western New York over the last 10 years.
How shocking is that, huh? No. Right, what a surprise. And this all stemmed from a trip that you guys made at one point as friends, right? You went down to Pennsylvania
Yes.
and
yes.
checked out what they have down there. And what'd you think when you went?
Well, that trip was something I think was kind of an eye-opening experience for us because we saw what was down there, and they did their own thing. But
Yeah.
we're like, we can do a Buffalo spin on this,
Yeah.
and a Buffalo spin usually means more food, more beverages, more music, a lot more liveliness.
Sounds about right.
And that's the big difference is in Puxatawny, it's early in the morning, it's cold, it's
Right.
dark. There's not a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy this weekend, and that's why we're really excited to have it.
Can I ask you a question, Tanya?
Yes.
When he is looking like this, and he's kind of like puffing his chin, what is he doing?
So
Okay, I know he doesn't have a chin, but
no. So what he's doing, it's actually called gular fluttering.
can you see can you guys see that this is happening?
This is
too?
his version of panting because, again, this is a native species. So he has great cover and shelter boxes. We have a whole front that we put down on the enclosure for extra windbreak, but he is used to living outside. That's where he prefers to be. And so for him right now, underneath all these lights, he says, it's a little warm. So just like our dogs, he's getting rid of a little bit of heat.
Echo, I cannot believe you are warm in here. It is freezing in here every single day. Ed and I have this conversation and this fight constantly because he runs hot like Echo. I do not. I am always cold.
I have my coat on for a reason, so.
Yeah, do you think it's cold? I
It's a
think
little
so too.
chilly in
Thank
here.
you, guys. That's what I'm always saying. So if you have any more questions, let us know. Is there anything else you guys think people would like to know? Maybe we should talk about too. Should you come across an owl, a bird that's struggling in this? I mean, we don't see this long stretch of cold temperatures all that often, you know? So what would I do if I came across something like that?
If you come across an animal that's injured, you shouldn't be finding too many orphans this time of year, but if you come across an animal that's injured, you want to reach out to your local animal rescue. You've got Messenger Woods, SPCA, Hawk Creek, and we can help you get some help. So, but you want to make sure the animals do need help. You don't want to chase a hawk off of something that they're eating. It can be hard to watch a circle of life, but the hawk needs to eat too. So you want to make sure that we're interfering when it's appropriate and reaching out and getting professional help. If you find the animal, put it in a box with some ventilation holes, put it in a quiet, warm place. Do not feed it. Do not give it water. As humans, as soon as we see something in trouble, we want to give it food and water.
Right.
But giving it the wrong food or giving it incorrectly, giving water incorrectly can actually cause a lot more harm than good. So getting them in a quiet space away from children and pets and activity and reaching out to get professional help and not keeping an animal that you find, because the best chance for them is to go to a licensed rehabilitator who then can get them back out into the wild.
Calling in the professionals, if you will. And
Absolutely.
let me just ask too about his tufts.
Yes.
What do they do?
So these are called plumicorns. Okay, that's how he gets the name Great Horned Owl. They have nothing to do with hearing.
Okay.
But what it does is it does help him kind of change his shape. It helps with species recognition. It can also kind of tell his moods as well. He'll have
How's
him
he
in
feeling
different
right now?
positions. Right now, he's interested in things around the studio and just kind of getting a little warm, and he sees things moving on the screen. So he's just interested in things right now, but not particularly
Glad he's
alarmed.
happy. Okay. Yeah.
If they're scared, sometimes they'll have them plastered against their head, or they'll have them straight up if they're really concerned.
I'm glad he's comfortable.
Yeah. And they use them to kind of change their shape, kind of like a transformer. So they'll kind of use it to help blend into a tree. Because, I mean, look at his back. He blends in beautifully to tree bark.
You absolutely. Yeah. If
And
he was up in a tree, you'd hardly see him.
Yeah. So when they're trying to blend in, they'll often squint their eyes and they'll put those little horns up, and it just helps them kind of blend into the tree better.
Andy, what is it about? Obviously, there's an animal component when we talk about Groundhog's Day, but what was it that made you guys want to give back to local animal groups? Do you have a connection with the animals? Is it just when you see this guy, what do you think?
I mean, it's just so cool, right?
It is so cool, right?
These animals and there's always a need in Western New York, and so it's really good to be able to give back. And Hawk Creek is a great facility where I believe there's actually some during the summer some open hours where people can visit the animals that they have there. There's plenty of birds and lynxes and other wild cats, things like that. So you can take your kids there or just as an adult, just go and have fun. And it's just great to give back because there's a lot of need out there, and Hawk Creek does work throughout the country. and they're really well known. So it's a good cause to give to.
Yeah, well, it's so interesting. Thank you for bringing him. Like, I am such an animal. Everybody who's watching Second Cup 2 knows how much I love animals, and they're just so interesting. You can learn so much just by, having conversation, coming to visit. So you can come visit in the summer too.
Yes, absolutely. On our website, hawkcreek.org, we have our 2026 event schedule up there. We also do private tours. We do programs at schools and all of that. So we do a lot of different work in the community, and but definitely a fun time to visit during the summer.
Paula has a question for you. Does Echo like to be pet? He looks so smooth. I'd want to pet him. I get it.
No, actually, most of our birds don't like being pet. And we don't do it because the oils on our hands actually strips the waterproofing off of their feathers. So while he looks very pettable and friend-shaped,
so fluffy,
not for petting.
Friend-shaped,
Yes,
but do not
friend-shaped,
pet.
but do not pet.
Very difficult. Great question though, Paula, because I'd be thinking the exact same thing. He probably looks bigger than he actually is too, is my guess. with the
Oh yeah,
feathers.
his feathers are a big component of it.
And you were saying before, because I said, oh, sorry. He's so funny with his eyes. We were saying before, I said, oh, he's almost on the smaller side for what I thought. And you said that's because he's a male.
Yes, absolutely. In the world of birds of prey, the girls are almost always larger, stronger, and more aggressive than the boys. Sorry, Andy.
That's okay.
Not just in birds of prey, right? No.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
So
Andy,
Echo's on the smaller side.
Yes. Okay. Andy, one more time for everybody who might want to come check things out this weekend. Give us all the ticket information and what we need to know.
Well, BuffaloGroundhogDay.com has all of our information. The tickets are $20 pre-sale. You can buy them right through the website. There's $25 at the door. It includes one free drink, which could be used for a Guinness or anything else at the Banshee. There's a commemorative glass for the first 144 people that come. We have about 125 tickets sold right now.
Wow.
So we anticipate going through that amount. So get your tickets now if you want our special glass. That's a special edition glass. And like I said, there's live music by Ed Weiner as well as DJ John Bunn. So there's 2 floors of fun at the Banshee from 12 to 5. And the Groundhog presentation, which you don't want to miss, is 2:30 p.m.
2 floors of fun. I like that. We had one more question pop up. Can the owl see colors?
They actually see a little bit more like a cat. So they have amazing night vision.
Okay.
So their eyes are huge. They actually get bigger as they go back into his head. So he can see in very low light. He doesn't see the same colors that we do.
Okay. Very good. You guys, thank you so much for joining.
Well, thank you for having us.
Echo, you are just a lovely guest. Nice and quiet. I totally understand what Paul is saying too. When you do, he's just so fluffy looking. He really is beautiful.
Oh, he's absolutely stunning.
We are so lucky to have, things like this. And you would see these in Western.
Absolutely.
Can you tell people the kind of the noise the owl makes?
So they all
it.
make a different sound, which is one of the best ways to find out what kind you have in your neighborhood.
So let's say I'm out and I'm like,
great horned owls are your typical. Those are your great horns.
He's like, is that a friend? That is your friend. So if you hear that out in your neighborhood, you very well might have one. And where am I looking if I want to try to see one?
Up in the trees.
Really tall, like high up?
You're going to see them high up. But I mean, these guys, they are very adaptable. They live in the middle of the countryside to the middle of the city.
So cool.
I know there's some that do nest right in one of the cemeteries, right in the middle of town.
Yeah. We've had. I know over the years they've been in Forest Lawn. They've seen different
Forest
ones
Lawn.
too.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you'll hear them outside. It's so interesting.
Yes.
So you guys, thank you for doing this and for bringing it. It really is cool to have like an actual animal ambassador because I really think it drives people to these different causes. And that really is neat.
Sure.
And it sounds like so much fun. 2 floors of fun. You heard it here first. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it so much. We're going to go back and just hit traffic one more time. And your mics are still on. If you want to flip them off, you're welcome to. Then you can put Echo away much more easily. Thank you so much.
you.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
How's it looking out there?
Oh, we've got another accident to talk about.
Great.
Here's a view of the 290 at Sheridan, where car spun off in the left lane. This is so by exit 6 going westbound, and the 290 at Sheridan, where the car looks like a couple of cars involved in this one. So we also have an accident at 33 at Union outbound. So heads up on that too. And there's the 290 at exit 6 going westbound, truck or SUV there.
Okay.
And the left shoulder, so blocking the left lane as they tend to that. Now you're going very slowly, 290 eastbound and westbound. So if you look at our commute update, Jordan, the graphic is up for you. Crawling along in the 290 eastbound, very slow in the 33 inbound. Still a lot of congestion on the 190 southbound from the 290 to downtown Buffalo. 400 northbound, moving okay. really the only spot that's moving kind of smoothly this morning.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, Jordan, we're going to pull up one of those traffic cameras again, just because as people are heading out, I think they need to just get a look at really what the roads are looking like. It's already 8:32, and a lot of the time, our commute's starting to kind of die down at this point.
It's very rare this time of day that we see, you're going 14 miles per hour in the 290 going eastbound. So it is a very, very slow go. We look even at the radar, and we have that snow that's making its way across the area, just enough of a burst of snow to cover up the roads. You combine that with the strong winds, visibilities are greatly reduced, and it has been, Anita, it has been a traffic nightmare this morning. Everyone back to work. Well, not a lot of, some schools are still closed, but a lot of people back to work and school today, and you've been crawling along between the accidents that started really about 4:30 this morning, and we've had them steadily through right now.
Okay, yeah. So, Paula, the roads are very slippery
Super
right now. It's
slippery.
kind of like that really light snow that's coming down.
And that snow that's on your lawn is being picked up by these strong winds and then being pushed onto the roads and the sidewalks. So it's just snowy and slippery this morning.
Very good. All right. So we are going to let Aaron go get ready for his cut in. He's going to do the forecast for you again in just about 45 seconds. Again, we have all the information for Buffalo Groundhog Day in the link that Jordan had provided in those comments there. And you'll be able to find all of that info again. That is this weekend. And part of the proceeds will go to Hawk Creek. And you just saw Echo, who's a fantastic ambassador, even cuter in real life. I had a couple comments here. Okay, Tanya, somebody was wondering how much Echo weighs. Echo weighs about 2 pounds. Wow, I would have thought more than that. Really interesting. Yeah, he just looks bigger, He weighs about 2 pounds. Cheryl had said how she loved how he was looking around the whole time. And someone else mentioned how beautiful he was and saying how amazing it is that birds are mesmerizing. All right, Aaron is going to do his forecast. I will be back to say goodbye in 1 minute.
Okay, wow, what a mess on the roads this morning. Here's a look at the 290 going westbound beyond exit 6, that's Sheridan Drive in Amherst. So the 290 west left lane is closed due to an accident that you can see right there. Also, a couple of other accidents just came in. Crash on the 33 eastbound at 277, so that's Union in Cheektowaga, and Route 5 eastbound just beyond Ohio Street. Right lane is closed as we had another accident there. So see if we can pull up the Route 5 camera and show you that accident as well, as we're looking at Ohio Street. And, oh, that's never a good scene. Right lane is closed, and you can see, several people standing around tending to that accident right there. So again, that's Route 5 eastbound by Ohio Street. So that's 3 accidents right now on the main roads. They are slippery, and you are moving very slowly, crawling along on the 290 eastbound, 33 inbound, and the 190 southbound. Cold weather advisory for all of Western New York. Winter weather advisories for Erie, Niagara, Orleans, Genesee, and Wyoming counties until 10 p.m. for a couple of inches of snow, but blowing and drifting snow causing some major issues. We look at the radar, and we have some snow showers in the north towns that are kind of fizzling out, moving off toward the east. Some light snow in Buffalo toward Cheektowaga, Lancaster, Marilla, and Alden, and some snow along the Chautauqua Ridge, just enough to help cover up the roads again and make things go very slowly. 6 in Buffalo, 7 in Niagara Falls, 0 in Jamestown. It feels like it's 15 degrees below zero here in Buffalo. Winds will be strong today, gusting around 35 to 40 miles per hour, reducing visibilities and keeping wind chills below zero. We'll have the snow showers and blowing snow today with highs only around 16 degrees with winds gusting near 40 miles per hour. Tonight, frigid, lows near 5, wind chills about 10 degrees below zero. Tomorrow, your high 15. Thursday and Friday, frigid again with highs near 10, 13 Saturday. Ooh, upper teens Sunday, back in the 20s on Monday. Do you want to hit those accidents again?
I think so. I think, Jordan, are we coming back here? I think she can hear me. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I got Aaron back here. We'll just hit the accidents one more time and just take a quick look at those. There we go. There's a 290, right?
Yeah, 290 westbound at Sheridan.
Okay.
So left lane and shoulder there blocked off as looks like an SUV spun out and went into the guardrail there. Route 5 inbound at Ohio Street. The right lane is blocked for accident. Looks a couple of cars involved, and you can see a lot of people were kind of standing around there as well. And then we had this is the 33 at Union eastbound. So outbound as you make your way toward the 33 in Cheektowaga at Union. You can see they're blocking the right lane as they tend to an accident that you really can't see right there. So we have 3 that we know of on the main roads, and then I'm sure there are other spinouts across the area, unfortunately.
A messy, messy morning commute. Should we expect the same for our evening commute?
Unfortunately, yes. Winds are going to stay strong. We're actually going to see some lake effect snow, and that band will start to shift further southward toward the south towns later this afternoon. And like we said, you look at that as a lot of people out just kind of tending to.
Is this the Route 5 one?
Yeah, that's Route 5 inbound.
And it's scary when stuff like this happens. And now we got people standing on the street.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know you can see the police are there too, but like just be so careful and go so slowly.
And you can see both Route 5 eastbound and westbound covered in snow. All the roads look like that across the area, even the main ones. So just heads up, a lot of these accidents are, where folks are sliding off the road. Unfortunately, we're seeing a number of them this morning.
Okay. Very good. Well, we will keep our eyes on these for you throughout the morning, and then give yourself extra time for that afternoon commute as well.
And stay warm too, dress warmly, as wind chills this morning well below zero. It feels like 15 below in Buffalo right now.
What's tomorrow looking like?
Not as bad as today.
Okay,
winds won't be as strong.
Let's hear that.
Yes, wind chill still slightly below zero, but not like today. And we'll have a little snow, but the winds won't be as strong.
Cheryl, if your definition of when it warms up is the 20s on Monday.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's frigid through the weekend. We're back in the 20s on Monday.
Yeah. All right, very good. Have a great day, everybody. We will be back here tomorrow morning too.
Yeah.
No more owls. That was just today.
That was cool.
Yeah,
cool.
We'll see what we can dig up for tomorrow, though. How about that? I'm just
Well,
kidding.
Sabres have a huge game tonight, so hopefully we can talk about that.
All right, we'll talk about that, Aaron. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Be safe.